What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Choose a partner in life who gives you freedom. When we're looking at television, movies, listening to music today, it seems that what people define as love is to control somebody, possess somebody, be neurotic towards who they are and what they do. And really, this is the opposite of love. And on a more practical level, if this was something that truly worked, we would see it reflect in society. But we see so many people who are getting divorced. And of the people who aren't divorced, we hear so many stories about how they're unhappy. And I think it's going to be that way because you can't possess a human being as if they were some type of object. Human beings aren't made to be possessed. I thought it was interesting when I would look at different quotes by Thich Nhat Hanh, and even he would say that freedom is one of the highest expressions of love. And now, when it comes to freedom, every individual person may have their own unique definition. They may have their own unique desires for what it is that they want to have the freedom to do. Because as I've learned it, there's two types of freedom. There's a freedom from, and then there's a freedom to. And we always want to make sure that we're thinking about it from both perspectives. If you're somebody who's been in jail or in some form of captivity, you're going to want freedom from that captivity. But once it's granted to you, you have to think about the next step. What do you want to have the freedom to pursue? Because it's not just something that you're getting away from, it has to be also something that you're going towards. And when somebody is able to take a step back and give you that type of freedom, that type of empowerment, it's such a high standard for what it means to love somebody because you're giving this person the opportunity to fulfill what it is they think they need to do while they're here on this planet with the limited time that they have. They're able to live their life spontaneously, and more important than anything else, they're allowed to live their life in a way to pursue who it is that they're actually meant to be. And these things aren't always easy. I think more often than not, they could be challenging, but this is where you grow in a relationship because while you're granting this freedom, you're also having these discussions. You're also learning about your partner. You're also giving yourself opportunity to go through different types of scenarios that may trigger you, but you're able to work your way through it. What happens when somebody isn't granted certain opportunities, certain levels of freedom, is they start to mask what their true desires really are. They stop sharing what it is that they want. They stop sharing the things that they wish that they can do. And they're just putting on one mask after the other. And when you have two people who are doing this, because obviously this is something that needs to go both ways. You want to be granted a certain level of freedom. You also should allow a certain level of freedom. Who wants to just be loved and not reciprocate by loving in return? And so when both people are putting on masks of deception, then you're just laying next to a cellmate after a while. You're laying next to a stranger. You're laying next to a partner who you're comfortable just watching television with or going shopping with, but not revealing who it is that you truly are. And the reality is, we all have unique situations. We all have things that were deprived of us when we were younger, things that we wanted, things that we needed, things that really troubled us and hurt us. And when we're able to close some of these loops as we get older, as we're able to address some of these issues and address some of these curiosities, then we're able to develop in a way that ultimately will give us an opportunity to think beyond some of our worldly conditions. There's so many desires that we have in life that once we actually achieve them, once we actually experience them, we realize that they were probably enhanced in our mind to begin with. So some desires we may never get to, and we allow them to just fall off of our radar with no splash, no noise. Other desires, we have to go through them in order to burn them out. And when it comes to these type of things, every human being is on a unique trajectory. Your partner, your children, your parents, they all have a unique process, and they're all going to want to navigate them in their own unique way. And when someone is allowing somebody to learn who they are and to go through their process, it is, in my definition, as I've learned it from multiple other people, one of the highest forms of love that you could give to your partner and you could receive for yourself. That's all I got for this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next video.